So we wanted to go to the best.
So I'm just saying, figure out who you look up to, like where you want to be, what environment you want to be in.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, wake up every single day and pursue that group. So I told y'all, my man Nick came up to me.
You know how this goes, guys. My mother was a prostitute. My father was a pimp. I bet I got your attention now. All right, check this out. Now, this is the second time that the #1 motivational speaker in the world has mentioned me in his podcast, in their podcast. Okay? Now, yeah, I know there's some haters, and they're like, yeah, Nick, but what did he mention you about, and what was the reason for it, and blah, 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 okay? So I'm somebody who, you know, my mother was a prostitute, father was a pimp, spent the majority of my life going in and out of the system, was in foster homes, was homeless, slept on the street, in DYS lockup facilities, jail, and then prison as soon as I was old enough to go. 22 years old, I was sentenced to 15 to 17 years in prison, but yet the #1 motivational speaker in the world has mentioned me twice now within the last month on their podcast, the Secret to Success podcast. And when I say the #1 motivational speaker of the world, y'all should all know who I'm talking about, Eric Thomas. All right? Now, so what am I saying? What is the purpose of this right now? What is the purpose of me giving this video? What are you doing to make sure that you are not overlooked? What are you doing to make sure that you stand out from the rest? So, on my ride to Pennsylvania with my wife, me and my wife were talking about the retreat that we were going to go to out in Mexico. And we were talking about this retreat. We got VIP tickets too. Cost about 10 grand. Beautiful resort. It was the Make Real Estate Real family reunion out in Mexico. And we were talking about it. We knew Eric Thomas was going to be there, Jamal King, CJ, Carl, Josh, right? And so we're talking about it, and I said, beautiful, this is not just going to be a retreat where we just sit back and we relax, and we enjoy this beautiful place. I'm not going to let this experience slip through my grasp without me doing something to capitalize on it or to, just basically take advantage of it. And so I told my wife, she looked at me like I was crazy, but I said, I'm going to leave with a relationship with Eric Thomas. I'm going to leave with a relationship with ETA and Jamal King. I'm going to leave with that. I'm not just going so I can enjoy this vacation, maybe learn some new information, maybe network with some people, and take some pictures that I could later put up on social media or on Facebook. Like, look, I took a picture with Eric Thomas. I met Eric Thomas. But I told my wife, it has to be more than that. That's what I told her. And so, long story short, and we were on our way, when I told her this, we were actually on our way to Pennsylvania, going to Nemacolin. We stayed at this beautiful place called the Chateau in the presidential suite with a butler, all that other stuff. Amazing, amazing experience. It was on our 2nd year anniversary. And it was on the road for our 2nd year anniversary, on the road to Pennsylvania, that I told her this. I said, I'm going to leave with a relationship. Right? And I did everything that I could do in my power to execute. I'm talking about, I created t-shirts, 7 t-shirts. We were there for a week. For a t-shirt for every day of the week that had one of the jokes of theirs, of the Secret to Success podcast. It had one of their jokes on the front and the back of the t-shirt. So I had a joke for every day of the week. And I made sure to wear one of these t-shirts every day of the week. To be noticed, to stand out. I even wanted to show somebody how serious I was about wanting to be affiliated with them and wanted to be in the right group in life. I heard T.D. Jakes once say, he said, if you're the smartest person in your group, you got to get out of that group. So I'm trying to expand my group. I'm trying to be around people who are better than me. I shared this with you guys before, that when I was in prison, I promised myself that everything that I'm going to try to do when I get out of prison, I'm going to surround myself with people who are better than me. So if I'm in the gym working out, my workout partner is going to be more physically fit than myself. If I'm in school, my study partner is going to be somebody who's more educated than myself. If I'm in business, my business mentor is going to be somebody who's more business oriented than me, who has a much bigger and larger and successful company than mine. And those are the things that I've been doing since I got out of prison almost 10 years ago. So this is the way it is. If I'm in church, my prayer partner is going to be somebody who's more spiritual than myself. It just is what it is. Don't be intimidated by being around people who are better than you. In fact, do everything that you possibly can to be in the presence of people who are better than you. This is the point. What are you doing to separate yourself? What are you doing to expand your circle and your networking? What are you doing to make sure that you put yourself around people who are better than you? And so the scripture says faith without works is dead. It doesn't say faith without works is alright, and faith without works will kind of cut it, and faith without works is not that good or whatever. It says faith without works is dead. Period. Dead. And so I'm here to say to you that vision without any follow-through is dead. So ask yourself, what am I doing to be separated from everybody else? What am I doing to be extraordinary? What am I doing to make sure that I am not overlooked? And I'm about to do something else, and you guys will see it shortly, to make sure that I am not overlooked. There was a reason why I suffered as much as I suffered, and God promised me that my pain was going to produce for me, that my pain was not for nothing. God promised me that. When I used to ask him why and the things I went through as a child, and he said, your pain has a purpose, and what you have been through and what you have survived, obviously due to God only, that he was going to use that to also be the thing that propels my life and my future quickly. So I share this message with you. I say make sure that you stand out. Make sure that they hear your voice. Make sure that you stand out. And don't just have a vision without follow through. Execute and be creative. God bless you. I love you guys. Keep it real.
I woke up one day, he sent it to me, Mom, and so I said, oh yeah, I'm like, no doubt about it. He said that joke to me, Mom, and somebody else. I was like, bro, I love it. You said, I want to be in this group. This is where I want to be. And I'm doing whatever I got to do. I'm talking about, it was like a 20-minute jump off. I'm just going at it like I can do this. And so...